Okay, so we have this problem right here, and we're gonna do parts B and C. And let's go ahead and look at this. What we have is, we have this format here, so we're gonna put f prime of x, and that's gonna be equal to limit as h approaches 0 of this function here. Well, we're gonna have 2, and wherever x is, we're gonna replace x with x plus h. So we have that squared here, minus 5, we have x plus h, replacing that x here, and then minus 3, and then we're going to subtract out f of x, which is going to be this thing right here. So I'm going to put subtract 2x squared minus 5x minus 2, and that's all over h. Oh, it's 3, excuse me. That's 3, right? Does that look better now? Okay. So now, we're going to expand this thing out here. So did everybody get at least to this point, as far as we start out on this thing? No, Hannah not. Hannah was gone yesterday. Otherwise, you have got this, right, Hannah?
100%.
You're all right, very good. So we're going to have this limit equals limit as h approaches 0.
My pen is right
And so we have 2 times, we have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared, and then minus 5x
I guess that makes sense.
minus 5h minus 3, and then we have minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 all over h. Okay, are we okay up to here now? All right. And I'm writing out every step as much as I can, just for clarity. So limit equals limit as h approaches 0. Now we're going to go ahead and finally distribute. So we've got 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared, and we have minus 5x minus 5h minus 3 minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 all over h. So what is going to happen here? Stuff should cancel out all over the place. So we have this 2x squared, negative 2x squared cancel each other. What else cancels?
The negative 5x and positive 5x.
Negative 5x and 5x. Anything
And
else?
positive 3, negative 3.
Positive 3, negative 3. And so we have this. We have limit. We're just going to write what we have left here. H approaches 0 of, we have 4xh plus 2h squared minus 5h all over h. Is that right? Okay. And then we have, that's going to be equal limit as h approaches 0. And now we go ahead and if we divide, in fact, I think I don't even have to do that. What's 4xh divided by h?
4x.
So 4x, and then what's 2h squared divided by h? Plus 2h, and then what's going to be negative 5h divided by h?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. And so now, if we plug in 0 for h, we have 4x minus 5. All right? And so are we done with this? Just about, right? So at x equals 2, so at x equals 2, we'll put f prime of 2 is going to be equal to what? 4 times 2 minus 5, which is 3. Okay, and sometimes what I do, sometimes you do is 3, and we're going back to the context of the original problem here, the equation of the tangent line. So what I like to do is call this m sub t. Okay, that's just a habit I have, and I don't see too many others do this. But when I do that, what does that remind you about when you put that little subscript t there? What does that little subscript t remind you of? Or what does it remind me of? Why do I put it there?
Tangent.
It reminds me that that's the slope of the tangent line. Okay? So what it does, it keeps me mentally connected to the problem. Because after you work something out that's long and tedious, I won't call this arduous.
It's really just tedious.
After you work about something that's as tedious as this, what are you going to do when you get to find the answer 3? What would you do eventually? You say, oh, I solved the problem, right? But let's not forget that we haven't finished. And so let's always look for that. So now we have m sub t equals 3, right?
Yes.
And now we want to find the equation of the tangent line at x equals 3. And so what do we need to find the equation of a line? 2 things.
The slope and would it be what is the y-intercept?
Let me tell you, it could be the y-intercept, but it's even more general than that. You need a slope and you need a point.
Oh, you need slope and a point.
And this slope and point, and so when you have the equation of a tangent line up here, I want you to get in the habit of just writing up here slope and point. And so we have m sub t is equal to 3, that's our slope. What is our point? What is our point?
Oh, can we just plug 3 into
Yeah, okay, well, no, not 3.
or 2, my bad, I don't know why I
2,
said
right?
3.
So 2, but we have to plug 2 into this, right? So we put f of 2, and we just figure that out. We have 2 times 2 squared
That's 8.
minus 5 times 2
That's 10.
minus 3
It's -5.
equals -5. Yeah, so we have 8 minus 10, which is -2, minus 3 is -5. So here we have the point 2 comma -5, and now we can use our point slope form. Do you remember what that is?
I feel like I
Is it
should.
x plus b?
Sounds.
No, that's the slope intercept
So
form.
intercept, it's y.
Okay, let me
it's
show you what this
y1
is.
Y
equals
X
something x minus x.
minus.
Yeah, so Carson pretty much has it, okay.
It was m.
But x minus x, so this is it right here. And what we're going to find in this course, we're going to use point slope form kind of more than anything as far as an equation of line. And so Carson already remembered that. I hope others did too.
It was in my head. But like,
Yeah, but really, what we're doing is we're making a departure, because up till now in your mathematical consciousness, slope-intercept form is more of a thing, right? And that's still a valid form, but because of its simplicity, when doing this sort of thing, the point-slope form sort of rises in prominence to make our life easier. And so we have y, and what's y1?
-5.
-5.
-5. So we'll say minus -5, so that's going to be plus 5. And then we have our slope is going to be 3. And then we have x minus 2. And so this is our equation for the line, for the tangent line. And we don't have to go any farther than this. All right? Now, the multiple choice problem, you don't, they might have it eventually in slope-intercept form where you have to solve all the way. But for most, this is a valid equation right here. Okay? No need to put it in slope-intercept form, okay? So key takeaways. This thing right here, and man, I'm glad that you guys remembered this one right here. That's a big takeaway, and just understanding the language, like the slope of the tangent line, equation of the tangent line, kind of where you go next.
We're such good students.
Today,
Are we your favorite class?
now.
Yeah, we're
Well,
his
here's the thing about here's the thing about this class is that you guys have stayed first of all with Mr. Calvin working without 2 honors and me last year in pre-calculus, and you've kind of somewhat self-selected here. None of you had to take calculus this year, but you self-selected for this, and so that's good. And I had 2 in my class last year. And I talked to Mr. Calvin. Mr. Calvin said that it kind of like, he says that he's glad to see the program building up again. We hope to get a few more in calculus next year, but
My schedule almost didn't allow for it.
but if we do, and Mrs. Stringer didn't want your schedule to allow for it, but.
Yeah, I know.
But
I was just
anyway.
aid that class.
Oh, by the way, congratulations on your ascendancy to the presidency.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, you have questions on this?
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay, good.
It seems pretty easy, it's just like tedious.
Now, here's the thing, but
I've seen the whole page.
this tedious, okay, the tediousness of this aspect here, we're going to shortly short circuit that tediousness.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that, so it's coming here probably on Wednesday. Okay, what? Yeah, I don't want to do this one because that's a cubic. That's too much. That's even more tediousness. If it was just squared, it would be okay. Let me do this one here.
Yeah, I gotta get a new paper.
I'm gonna replace this one. I'm gonna change the example 5 and have you do example 5. Okay, here's example 5. I'm gonna change this to. I'm going to change this to f of x equal x squared plus 1. Okay, can you do that?
I can try.
Yeah, go ahead, try it. And this, I changed this to x squared plus 1. And why did I do that?
Make it easy.
To make it not as tedious.
There you go.
Not quite as tedious.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, do this one, but change this to x squared plus 1. And then just, again, parts B and C.
Maybe a fresh sheet of paper. Okay. So it's just x squared plus 1?
X squared plus 1, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little hint here, and it's just sort of a check. I think the slope of the tangent line should be 2, where x equals 1. So kind of just to check yourself.
tell me if I'm doing this right?
Yeah, yeah, I'll come over, but I'm gonna show the class up here too.
Yeah, I have no idea if I'm even doing
Yeah.
it. I don't think I'm doing it right, but
Yeah, you trying to give me a fruit snack?
it's kind of confusing.
You don't have to if you want
I really like.
I don't know, just made that up.
to. Unless there are none in there.
Thanks
Oh,
for the
no.
tag or- yeah, make it-
There's some like right here.
minus 2xh
That's okay.
minus 1, or plus 1.
We're about to go to lunch. We're about to go to lunch.
Subtract x squared,
Okay.
Which one?
so stuff cancel out. Okay.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
All right, I wanna go over this pretty quickly.
Which one erase this? I'm pretty sure.
So we want to find first f prime of 1, but before that, we're going to find f prime of x is going to be equal to the limit as h approaches 0 of we have x plus h squared plus 1, and we're going to subtract x squared plus 1, and that's going to be all over h. Are we okay up to this point?
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Okay, good.
Okay, I did it.
And
Then
so-
I got two.
And then the next thing we would do is expand this guy out here, right? And simplify. So
Oh, okay.
So equals limit as h approaches 0 of, we have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 1, and so we have minus x squared minus 1, is that right?
Yeah.
Over h, and that's going to be equal to limit as h approaches 0 of, that goes away, right? What else goes away? The 1 minus 1? Make sure, usually for sure, you're going to cancel out this last thing here. So that when you look at the last part of it, that's where you have your list of sort of what you're canceling. So we have left is 2xh plus h squared over h. Now I'm going to work to the right here, equals limit as h approaches 0 of, well, we cancel out, what do we have left here? 2x plus h. And then we go ahead and substitute in 0, we get 2x, right? So we say f prime of x is equal to 2x. So f prime of 1 is what? 2 times 1 equals 2. And that's going to be our m sub t. Okay, so our slope is going to be over here, m sub t equals 2, right? And then our point is going to be,
1, 2.
our point is going to be 1 comma 2. Is that right, Gavin?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's right, because if we plug in 1, we'll get 1 squared plus 1. That looks good. So what is our equation here? Y,
Y minus.
1 minus 2.
y minus 2 equals 2 times
X minus 1.
x minus 1. Okay? How was that? Did that work out okay?
Yeah.
You get that? Okay, good. Well, really that's pretty much it. And then we're going to be just continuing on this probably on Wednesday. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for participating in class today.
Are we
Good
playing
job.
the Hoot on Monday?